Mr. Chee. How do you get your time? Time management is a huge part when it comes to staff and getting them revved up and follow the time management and get time management. Take time management more seriously. Do you have tips that you can share, and maybe you can give more about yourself as well?
Yeah, sure. Chee from Expert Messaging Australia. We're part of the group that originates from the UK. We help clients deal with emails predominantly, but other electronic messaging requirements within businesses and corporations. So you were asking time management and how do you get employees to take that seriously. Sometimes it can be a really, really difficult thing, Shizan. And I'm going to give this analogy of sleep, okay? I'm not going to be talking about how many weeks or how many days is left till Christmas. You can pull out the calendar and work that out yourself. But if we talk about all the good things that we could do for ourselves to make us better people, more healthy, more active, and those sort of things, we normally think about the food we eat, the exercise we do at the gym, and very few people would probably rate sleep as one of the more important ones. But I would challenge everyone to go home and do a bit of Google to just realise exactly how important sleep is. But no one rates it, no one talks about it at dinner parties. But, you know, perspiration dripping off bulging bodies is a lot more sexy. And so are those delicious meals that we eat at cafes and restaurants. They're a lot more attractive than sleep, and yet we do a third of that. You know, every one of us spend about a third of our time sleeping. So it can be very, very difficult to motivate ourselves to improve our sleeping, right? And in the corporate workplace, in businesses for employees, whether you're self-employed or have 5 or 500 under your care, it can be the same thing. It's one of those things that bring great return on investment, but it's really, really hard to get people to take it seriously. Trying to get people to email more appropriately. People spend about 28% of their time, the work time, on emailing. So it's really difficult to say, look, you know, stop sending those sort of emails, but restructure your emails to be more like this. It's those sort of things that people have been doing for probably the last 15, 20 years without any advice, without any education, without any coaching, to all of a sudden for Jamie and all the business owners and managers out there to all of a sudden go to an employee and say, look, you know, the emails you're sending really, you know, spit below par, can you fix it up? Can be quite abrasive and can be quite confronting. Not only that, when we're talking about emails, for example, we, talking about people with a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of addiction in terms of messaging and emails. I don't know whether you've noticed or not. There are a lot of people around your homes or around the office that check the smartphones every couple of minutes to see if they've received a message, to look for that little ping or that little flashing light on their smartphones. We're dealing with something that's very unnatural, very irrational in terms of information addiction. So to overcome that for a manager is tough. We're talking about psychological principles and things like that maybe a good manager may not be aware of. So a lot of the times, and sorry if this sounds like a sales pitch, a lot of the times you need to engage professionals that have been trained especially to do these sort of things, to get around the addiction, to get around the irrational, to get around the unexpected employee behaviours. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
So as an expert, if someone engages you as an expert, do you sort of crack a whip or something, say don't touch your phones or something like that? I'm just asking.
Look, one of the things, for example, one of the things that we do as consultants is we advise all employees to switch off all the alerts or the notifications on all the electronic devices. And when you tell people that, you're going to get a backlash. You're going to get a bit of a pushback. So we do it by storytelling.
Yeah.
So we do it softly. We do it in an indirect way. And we put people through an experience, okay? Bit of a Steven Spielberg sort of thing, to get people to feel it, the emotions and the spirit of it, as opposed to just putting a bunch of bullet points on PowerPoint on the screen and say, look, don't do it because some expert in America did this research and said it's bad for you. It doesn't work. It's, you know, and it's never worked. And we've been doing it for a long time, and yeah, telling stories, trying to immerse your employees in a story that they can empathise with, and if they think about it, they put one and one together, they'll know that that story is actually about themselves. But we don't do it in such a way that it confronts them in such a way. Yeah.